Let's go through this full body strength and power session. It's day 3 of a 3-day off-season program for a mixed martial arts athlete. So quick upper body portion of the warm-up first using a light band. We went for 5 to 10 reps each on a variety of unilateral and bilateral pushing and pulling patterns for the upper body. We started off with a band dislocate, which is a great mobility exercise for the entire shoulder complex and is very easy to progress simply by narrowing your grip on the band. Followed this up with an overhand band pull apart, looking for a nice big protraction and retraction of the scapula on every single rep. And then after this it was a single arm overhead press to help prime us for some of our overhead pushing patterns which will feature in the program today. After this was an overhead band pull apart, doing some reps both in front of the face and behind the neck. We then attached our band to the rack and hit some face pulls, and then followed this up with some single arm presses. We're good to go then into our mobility exercises, so we hit some of the same ones which we did on day 2 of our program, which we showed in our last video. First up was a heavy vertical pushing pattern with 1 rep in reserve. We went for a strict barbell overhead press. We went for 2 working sets of 6 reps with 3 to 5 minutes rest in between the 2 working sets. We built up to a max weight of 60 kilos today. We did a tricep next, so 3 exercises paired together for strength and power in our hinge pattern, along with strength in our horizontal push pattern. We used straps for a barbell Romanian deadlift so that grip wasn't the limiting factor. We get it as deep as we can into our hinge at the bottom here to work our hamstrings. And we paired this up then with a light and explosive banded kettlebell swing before hitting 8 reps on a dumbbell neutral grip bench press, keeping 1 to 2 reps in reserve. Then resting for about 3 minutes before hitting our next working set. Next up is my vertical pull pattern, and I went with an iso contrast method where I alternate between an isometric hold and dynamic reps. I went with a machine underhand grip lab pull down for this. This is one of my favourite methods for mimicking some of the demands of mixed martial arts and grappling based sports, where we must often quickly contrast between isometric hold and fast dynamic movements. So what we did here was a 10-second hold followed by 10 explosive reps, and then sandwich it off with another 10-second hold at the end. This is worth giving a try on a variety of different movements that you do in the gym. Next up was some isolation work for the hamstrings and quads. We started off first with a straight set on our kneeling ham curl machine, hitting 8 reps each side with a nice smooth controlled tempo. And after 2 working sets on that, we went over to our leg extension machine, where we went with a 2-second isometric hold at the top and a 3-second eccentric before explosively driving the leg extension machine back up to the top. Some isolation work for the upper arms then after that and the shoulders, so we went with an easy bar underhand grip curl, and we supersetted this with a dumbbell lateral raise with a nice strict and controlled tempo. The final exercise of the day then was our seated calf raise machine. We had aimed to actually do a standing calf raise variation, but just due to how busy the gym was, we had to settle for this. We also would have normally done our calf exercise before our hamstring isolation work, but again, just working with what we had. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please drop a follow for more and send me a message if you'd like to apply for a one-to-one online coaching program to optimize your strength, conditioning and nutrition.